Good evening, everybody. Welcome to True School Sports program running tonight. Tonight it's gonna be Pops doing the solo with the bolo. Brendan's out there carrying out, I guess, getting more interviews and pretty busy. So he asked me to go on tonight. So here I am. Tonight's gonna be a real good live, and hopefully you guys can help me and chime in on the things that I want to talk about. A lot of stuff going on, so you all can come in here and say what you want, and we're just gonna have fun with this. Well, to start off, we know one of the biggest fights this year that we're all waiting for. Excuse me, that we are all waiting for. That I'm waiting for, believe it or not. It's with Newark, New Jersey Sun. That's right. That's what I call him. Newark, New Jersey Sun. Believe it or not, Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez. As you guys already well know, today they had the first media face to face that they had, and let me tell you, it was a very intense face between both two-time champions, and I think it's going to be an exciting fight for both. I think Shakur feels that that he feels like he's not. He knows it's time. He's there, but by beating or coming to be a legit fighter like Oscar Valdez, that would just put his name up above the rest of the rest. And at the same time, we got Oscar Valdez, who was an underdog for the Burchell fight, and he's coming to this fight for the same reason. He's coming to this fight as a heavy underdog, like he did with the Burchell fight. I'm not trying to skip the sci-fi. We'll get to that, but and he overcame a lot. And he's we know what Oscar Valdez brings to the table. He's got that Mexican pressure fighting that he brings into the table. He's going to continue pressuring. He's got power. He's got a lot of things. Yeah. Then again, on the other side, you have a very technical fighter in Shakur, who brings speed, who brings movement. And as you guys seen what he did to Jamal Herring, I don't have to say anymore. When it comes to getting dirty, down and dirty, Shakur's got it in him. And when I was looking at the stare down, I seen Shakur pretty big. Maybe that was because probably he's been out. He's not he's not trained for the fight yet. Fights I think 8 more weeks. I don't know, April something to fight this, so he's got a long way to go. But I just wanted to talk about this because it's the fight. They had a media workout today, and I think it's great for boxing to talk about 200 to 130 pounders that they have. Like I said, they have many similarities together. They both get the dog in them, and it's going to show in this fight who is the top dog of the division. And for me, I like Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur Stevenson brings more to the table, and he showed me that in his last fight who he fought. I didn't think he was going to go in there and do what he did to Jamal Herring. Herring was going in there. Herring was going to the fight with he was a bigger, stronger guy coming in. He's never. He only been knocked down in 5 years' time before the fight actually happened. So I was going for the veteran, and Shakur proved me wrong. He proved wrong in every way possible. So that being said, I just say, you know what? After what I seen the dog in him there, I will not go. I bet I did the same with Crawford. I went against him against Crawford. I went against Shakur, and they both proved me wrong. So guess what? I'm not doing it again. I'm gonna begin now with the tail of the tape is very important. First and most, we know they both are talented individuals. Shakur Stevenson, matter of fact, he came. He was an Olympic silver medalist in the Rio Olympians. So for me, when I judge a fighter, even if they're coming to the new weight class or whatever weight class they're on, and they've been in the Olympics, I already know that they got some skills, and I see that from Shakur. I see that because he's very skillful, and he proved it right. He proved it right off the bat. And he's gonna do the same thing with Oscar Valdez. The same thing, like I say, Oscar Valdez came up on the come up. He had to get to where he had to get at. He fought some top fighters himself. He was a heavy underdog against Pachel. He came in there and did what he was supposed to do. So I expect this to be a real great fight. And so let's get started. First I'm going to talk about is the tail of the tape for both of them. Shakur comes in at 17-0 with 9 KOs. Don't let that fool you. Oscar Valdez is 30-0 with 23 KOs. You already know he's got some power. He's got 23 knocks, KOs with in 30 fights. It's already letting you know what time it is. You got the power, which is a skillful fighter. Also got power people don't think he has, but you all found out in the Jamel Herring fight. Age-wise, Valdez is 31 years old. Shakur is 24 years old. Big difference in age. It don't mean nothing when it comes to a title fight. The more hungry fighters going to come and get it. Shakur is 5'7". He's got a 2-inch reach over Oscar Valdez, who's 5 feet 5 inches. And then and Shakur fights the southpaw stance, left-handed, whereas Oscar Valdez he's fights the orthodox stance, and he's right-handed. So it's gonna be a good fight. As far as the rankings go, Shakur is basically he's number seven. And like I said, they're both two division champions. So I'm gonna tell you right now, this fight, I don't care who you've been on or if you're gonna come and see it, you're not gonna lose out in this fight at all. This fight is gonna bring the best out of Shakur, and it's definitely gonna bring the best out of Oscar Valdez. I don't think Oscar Valdez wanted to have the fight. I mean not to have the fight to come to this point. And guys, you need to check out. Let me get to this first. Both two division champions. Here. I'm gonna break it down and just tell you a little about both of them. Then I'm gonna tell you Shakur. Like I said, they both two division champions. Shakur in his 13 fights. Can you imagine that? His 13 fight. He became WBO featherweight champion. So a 13th fight, he already had the skills for the Olympics to come in there and become a champion. So I like that about him. His last fight that Shakur had was, like I said again, he fought a man in Jamel Herring, who was coming in, who was naturally bigger. To me, he was naturally stronger. And Stevenson went in there and proved the dollars wrong. I'm sure that he wasn't the favorite to fight. They proved him wrong, and Stevenson went to that fight. And how he won that fight, he uses accuracy. He was a smaller fighter, but throwing him punches, throwing power. He was twice as quick. He was better in skills and definitely explosive. If you didn't see Jamal Herring up, he got that TKO from Shakur. You know he got his ass kicked. I mean, he actually, Shakur came in there and beat the shit out of him and put on a show that people can remember, like, I'm still here and I'm coming for everybody that's there. Take that down and write it down because I am coming for this, So the next opponent that Stevenson had after that was Jamara Nakatai-Tila, who was a UD decision. If you guys, all four of you, chime in if you want. Make this a better live. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. And then after that third fight, third fight, he fought Toka Khan Clary on a UD decision. That it was actually pretty good. Then he fought Felix Caraballo, and then he won on a TKO. So he had both had 2 TKOs and a couple of UDs in the decision. Then he fought Joey Gonzalez, which he won on a UD decision. So and we knew when he fought Joey Gonzalez that it was a whole soap opera stage series between him going with Joy's sister and everything. But parents didn't like it, but he did what he had to do. Got the win against Joey Gonzalez and moved on. That's what you're supposed to do. Move on from that. Jamel Herring, that was a big win for Shakur. And like I said, he showed it again. He went in there and he dominated totally the whole fight. And just imagine what he's going to do to Oscar Valdez. Now he's already telling them, you better get ready because it's going to be a war when he goes in there, to be honest with you. It's going to be a war. Now, Oscar Valdez, he's had some opponents, some decent opponents himself. I ain't going to lie. He's also a 2-time champion, like I told you. What's going on, Elder Pale? God bless, man. Brendan's not here today, so I'm trying to run this up myself. Going to be a good fight. Think Shakur is going to get him. Okay, must put you up there. What? I'm doing good, Elder Pale. Oh, I don't know about that personal stuff you talk about. I don't know what he did or what happened, but Shakur, I didn't even know that he had some dirt like that. But if that's the case, deja vu comes around for those that do wrongs to others. So I hope that he learned that that's the wrong thing to do. And if you feel that's why you're going for Oscar Valdez, well, so be it. You want that boy to get a real ass whooping because no man should hit a woman. So I got you on that. And we all should respect that woman. If you're gonna hit somebody, go find a real man and go punch him instead of hitting a woman. We don't need that. So I'm with you on that, Elder Pell. Thanks a lot. So then I was gonna give you the opponents that the last 5 opponents that Oscar Valdez had, and he basically had his last one was against a UD win against Robinson Caseo. That was the time when people were saying he drank the bad tea and he had the drug and blah 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 blah, and that the fight shouldn't happen or did happen or whatever the case, but they let it go anyways. Me personally, I think I had it. My son had the same thing. Robinson Caseo won the first fight. I mean, he went in there. So to me, he went in there the first 5 rounds. He was to me, he was more the aggressor, going to the body, doing his thing. He wasn't backing up for nobody. And let's be honest, he came in and did his thing, and Valdez was like out of sync the whole fight. If you ask me, I mean, as the fight went on, Valdez to the middle rounds started to get towards not the middle rounds after the 5th, 7th round on. He started to get more aggressive. He tried to get in there and try to hit him. Do what he did, but I don't think that he won the fight. Even and on top of that, Caseo got a point deducted from him, which is really stinks. But even with that said, I think Caseo fought a better fight than Robinson, Oscar Valdez, and I think Oscar Valdez should have lost that fight and it should have been given to Caseo. That's my opinion. I'll follow you. Please hit that like button if you haven't. Really appreciate it. Brendan will not be here tonight, so you got to listen to that for tonight, and I greatly appreciate if you guys comment, make this live better, all 7 of you. And yeah, so I'm really not, I hope that they have a rematch at some point. They have a rematch because Caseo to me will beat Oscar Valdez again. I think he built the way he showed him out. What he did to me really pisses me off that he didn't get the decision. Elder Pell says you can look it up. Look it up. Cameras thought you would have known about this. No, I didn't know, Elder Pell. I'm not questioning you. Thank you so much. It's unfortunate. Thank you for bringing it to light. And like I said, it's not the right thing to do. So I see why you're going for Oscar Valdez. If a man's gonna hit a woman, then he get his ass beat. Thank you so much. My son probably is more aware of that. I have a bad memory, like I was telling you. So yeah. So that was the last fight that, Oscar Valdez had, getting that UD decision with a BS and this and that, and the drugs and this and that. From Reynoso team, he actually beat. He got a UD win from that. And like I said, I totally disagree with that. What's going on, Raw Dog? How's everything? Oh shit, Raw Dog. Yeah, Raw Dog. You think so? You think? Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. He's the most experienced out of the two. But I mean, Shakur showed me a lot in the last fight, man. I mean, I didn't expect Shakur to come out like that. He had a dog in him that I didn't see before. So, I mean, and I think both of these guys are going to be good. You're going to see a pressure fighter in Valdez come forward and trying to pressure and push around Shakur, but it's not going to be a walk in the park. I'll tell you like that. Then the fight before Robinson Caseo that Oscar Valdez had, that was the one where he became champion. And I just have to say that Valdez was actually the heavy underdog going to that fight. I mean, nobody expected him to pull out the win that he did. And you all know that at the time, Bachel was the dog of that division. He was one with all the power. He was one with the knockouts. He was having everything his way. But one thing that one thing that we all need to realize is that that I like about Valdez, he's got that jab, he's got the speed also, and he's got that left hook. You got to watch out for that left hook. If you don't watch out for that left hook, you're gonna be in trouble. It's gonna be a long night, because if he catches you with a left hook, you can forget about it. So yeah, that's it was a big win for Oscar Valdez, knowing that he was the underdog, heavy underdog, and to come in there and beat the shit out of Berchelt the way he did. I mean, it just tells you all. He's got a lot of power. I mean, he got what, 30? His record is 30-0 with 23 knockouts. That tells you all you need to know about him. What's up, MAW? Oh, it's all good, man. Whenever you can, man. I really appreciate it. You hit a like or whatever. Whenever you want to chime in, it's all good. We're basically just talking about Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson had the media workout today. It started. I wanted to talk about them tonight because I think this fight is going to be big. I think both of them are two-time world champions. You got a young Shakur who wants to take the reins, and then you got Oscar Valdez who's been a champion, who's been to the ringer, and he's going to withstand that Shakur fight. So it's going to be a great fight for both sides, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what how Shakur's going to deal with Oscar Valdez left hook. That left hook he got, the jab and the movement is good, and it's pressure fighting. And then again, I want to see how Valdez counters with Shakur in the Philly shuffle. Then when he's in the Philly shuffle, he goes in, and then he starts using his backhand cross jab and backhand overhand. I want to see how Oscar Valdez can handle that. So we'll soon see when the fight happens. But I'm just telling you that it's going to be a great fight, and you'd be ashamed if you miss that fight. I'm dying to see that fight, to be honest with you. Then after Oscar Valdez fought, hey, how you doing? SKMOB, I think it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, MOB. What's going on, man? Yeah. So I'm telling you right now, Valdez is gonna Valdez. He also fought after he got those two big wins from Casal and the real big win from Berchelt. Then he fought. He got a TKO against Jason Valdez. Then he got a TKO, and I like Adam Lopez. I like Adam Lopez. Got a TKO for Adam Lopez, and then he got a UD for Jason Sanchez. People say his experience. He hasn't fought a lot of people. He's fought a lot of Valdez, but as far as southpaw, it goes. I think it goes back. It's been a while since he fought another southpaw. But don't get it twisted. He does have experience against them. So I think he's gonna come out here, and it's not gonna be easy to fight for Shakur like Shakur thinks. He will. I'm picking Shakur to win. To be honest, I'm picking Shakur to win, but I'm not gonna sleep on Oscar Valdez and on what he's done. Valdez will, in my opinion, will beat Shakur and beat the southpaw if he uses his outside foot positioning, meaning that he puts his foot in front but to the outside where he can actually get his punches in where Shakur can't counter him. He also got to adjust himself with noble. He's to throw his overhand punches. He's got to be in an open stance, and so he can throw his backhand cross and counter crosses to Shakur. So Valdez, like I say, he's got familiarity to what he's doing. And I think he got to do is he's got to go to the circle to the left, or stay, or be away from the southpaw's left hand, and then okay, let's see. Hello. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight either way. Javante needs to go. Yeah. I don't know, but that's a different story. I think Javante got to take care of business with Rolly. That's what they're working on with Rolly. But yeah, so like I said, Valdez got to use his foot positioning to take the advantage and stay away from the power left hand of Shakur. He needs to go ahead and circle left to stay away from his, like I said, his power left. He needs to pivot and shifts and make weak side angles, which he actually does in his fights. He pivots, it makes it difficult for a left-hander to do. So I can see Oscar Valdez coming in and doing that. He's gonna have to find a way to disrupt the attack of Shakur Stevenson, which is not easy to do. When he gets in that Philly shuffle, You already know that. You already know that if he gets on the Philly shuffle, I mean, it comes out of that and start jabbing and throwing out of that. It's gonna be hard to get back into it. Here. So yeah, and I also I wanted to say from that fight, like if whoever was to win that fight, who would you guys want to see to fight them next? You know, I think there's a lot of people in the featherweight division that they could fight. What is it? You got Navarrete, you got Maxayo, you got Marcio Lara. I think it's am I the right way? Yeah, you got Ray, Gary Russell Jr. So you have a lot of people. And then in the lightweight, the 135, you already know what's out there. You know what's out there in the 135. You have Haney, you got Cruz, Garcia. Garcia's fighting what's his name? Emmanuel Tago, who's rated number 10. I like to see that. You got Haney, you got Comey, you got Tank Davis, you got Michael Rivera, who's fighting also in a few months. I'm waiting for that. And then of course we know Rolly's going to be fighting Tank. So I think once that fight is done, Tank needs to go ahead and do something. I don't know where they're going to put him at, but they need to go ahead and, try to get things right, get him set up with the big fights, because I don't think Rolly's going to be as easy as people think. And then after that, he's got to stop fighting the big dogs. And that's my own opinion on that. You know, we don't know what Joe Cambosis is going to do. We remember nothing about him. So I don't know what's going to happen with him. But back to Shakur. Shakur's going to use his technique, use his quickness. He's going to move his generalship. He's going to come in that Philly shuffle. Once he comes in the Philly shuffle that he does, he's going to come up and then he can half step you inside and hit you back. So yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Oh, that'll be crazy, Aldo Pal. If that's going to happen, that's crazy. That's going to be a conflict of interest, but I get it. It's competition. I didn't see it. I was reading all day, and I didn't even see that they both dates were on the same fight, because I was taking some notes for this live tonight, and that'd be crazy. But I could see it because a lot of promotional companies actually go out there, and they all want to put the fights the way they do. So But I guarantee you're going to see more people see the Oscar Valdez Shakur Stevenson fight. Then you're talking about the Rolly and Rolly was Tank. Well, that's going to be crazy if that happens, because then I guarantee they'll change the date on that Aldo Pal. They both going to fight on June 4th? Wow. Because if they fight both on June 4th, that's going to be crazy. People are going to tune into the Cambosis fight. But in that case, we'll see. I think Rolly's going to give a hard time to Tank. I think Shakur Stevenson is going to take out, in my opinion, he's going to take out Oscar Valdez, even though Oscar Valdez got the experience, got the power. I've seen the dog in Shakur Stevenson that I haven't seen before, so I expect that from him, and I expect him to go ahead and take care of business. Paul, you hit that like button if you have. Thank you for being here. I know I'm not Brandon, but we can open up discussion and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and we can go from there. Let me see what I got some more notes here that I took, because I wanted to talk about some other stuff too, but you guys gotta give what are your thoughts on the Shakur Stevenson fight if they do fight? What do most of you guys got it? You guys got Shakur Stevenson or you got Oscar Valdez? Who you got in that fight? Like I said, I got Shakur Stevenson. I think he's gonna bring it. I think Valdez has got the power, the pressure mixing style, but I just see the dog. He's a young, hungry fighter that wants to prove himself more than anything, and this is the proven fight for him. To get over the hump, to push him up the rankings against somebody like Oscar Valdez. But don't get it twisted. Oscar Valdez ain't gonna sit back and let a young kid come in there. This young, hungry kid from Newark to punk him around. That's not gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen 100%. I'm telling you that right now. That ain't happening. Okay, let me see what else I got over here. Then another fight that I like. Well, not the fight, really the undercard. I like the undercard more than I like the Team Zoo versus Terrell Gasha. That's a good fight. It's Tim Zoo's debut in the U.S. I'm sure he's gonna do real good here in the U.S. He's very popular in Australia, but I think it's gonna do a good. And I'm really interested in the lightweight bout between Michael Rivera. Michael Rivera is a local kid here. How you doing, SGSS1? Rayo versus Tank. Oh, that'd be a good fight. That happens. I'm SGSS1. I'm telling you right now, Tank's gonna fuck him up. Tank gonna beat the shit out of him. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Tank is gonna beat him to no pole. Rayo's okay. I like Rayo, but I don't think he's at the level. He's not, to me. He's not the level as Tank. So I would take Tank in that fight. If that fight does happen, that'd be a great fight. But Mayweather and LB, they gotta stop putting Tank out there. They can't have a winning protection plan anymore. There's a lot of fighters out there now that want to fight and everything. So you can just sit back and hold him back and hold his range. Like you having a horse or you have a thoroughbred and you want to win the race, you gotta let him go. You can't hold those reins forever. You gotta let him go. And if you don't, you're just wasting his career. I mean, you can't be fighting. I'm not saying B-level fighters or whatever, but he needs to go ahead and step up. Tank needs to open up his mouth and man up and say, man, you know what, Mayweather, I need to step up and do some big fights. It's time for me because they're gonna come after me sooner or later. And I'm gonna tell you right now what's gonna happen. It's unfortunate that he's not getting the fights that he should be getting, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know him personally, Aldo Pal, so I couldn't stop. I just watched the videos for my son and my son interviewing it. I know he's got a crazy character. People might love it or hate it. He's just crazy. He is the way Rolly is. Rolly just talks and does things, and you don't know what he's gonna do or what he's gonna say. And I was watching a training on one of the videos from Brandon on True School Sports, and he was into some awkward shit. But that's what's gonna make it. That's what's gonna make the fight even more interesting for Tank. If Tank can Tank adjust to an awkward Cuban style of fighter like a Rolly. If you look at Rolly, got some power. Don't get it twisted. They might not show, but he can throw. And I think a lot of times when you're not used to seeing a fighter that fights so awkward, it really throws your rhythm and throws everything off. That's not saying that I don't think Tank is gonna win. Because I mean, I still pick Tank to win, but you know you can't sleep on Rolly. And Rolly's really adamant, really upset right now because supposedly when the first fight was being made, Rolly was gonna buy his mom a brand new. Because my son was gonna buy him a brand new house and you know, do all these things for her and promise her for Christmas. And then when that happened, Rolly went off the rocker. So he's gonna have that in his mind. He's already already upset because that false allegations against him, what happened with those women, and that held him back from that. So that's another thing. So he's got like a lot of anger that might work against him or for him. And I think he's gonna go in there and fight the best fight of himself and try to take out Tank. And Tank's gonna have to adjust to the awkwardness that he got, because he's got a crazy awkwardness. I ain't gonna lie to you. But so we don't know what's gonna happen until the fight happens. I look for Tank to do more. Tank's got to do something. I don't know what Tank's gonna do. But right now with Kambosos, I mean with God bless Lomachenko being out over that war and so forth and so forth. I think it's now the time for either Haney to get the fight with Kambosos. I think it's time for Tank to open up if he wins against Rolly or vice versa. He's got to go ahead and move out and make these fights happen now. Because and for Kambosos, I don't know what's happening with that. My son still tells me to this day that it's gonna be Ryan Garcia fighting Kambosos. I don't see it, but my son always puts things together. I'm not saying this right, but the majority of the time when he says something, he says it for a reason. Yeah, so Tank to me got to do something. He got to step up on the gas. They can't hold him no more. There's other fighters coming up that eventually gonna want to take where Tank is at. And if somebody don't do shit about it, it's Tank got to come up and say something. Hey Floyd, you know you can't just be a bitch and sit there and just have LB talk for you and have Mayweather, and you can't say what you really want. And I get it. Behind the scenes, you have the promoters and the managers calling the shots, not really so it's not really much you can do. But you got to at least try to lobby for the fight. You got to tell Mayweather, hey, come on, man, I want to be one of the best. I want to be one of the top 135 pounders. You know, when's this all gonna happen? You know, and it's got to happen soon, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if Shakur moves up to 135 after all this, you know it's gonna be a war. And I'll be honest, people will talk about Ryan Garcia, how crazy he is, and his mental, and this and that. and he's got a fight with Emmanuel Tagbo. But let me tell you something. That fight for LOB, if LOB, you're listening to me, you always say you like that Tank. Anywhere he goes, he sells and he does this and he does that. Well, LOB, you gotta go ahead, put him in there with Garcia, make that fight happen between both of them, and you're gonna make a lot of money off that fight. I'm telling you that right now. Tank is popular, and so is Garcia. Regardless of what you want to say about Garcia. That's a good point. That's a good point, Elder Pal. That's a very good point you brought up. But let me tell you, he might not have like that natural power, the natural heavy punching power that when you go in the ring and you're throwing your punches. But you go, we can tell a heavy hitter when he throws some heavy punches, regardless of size. He might not have that power, but what he has is just like explosiveness, and he can take you. He can go ahead and take you by taking advantage of your weaknesses and using it to his strength. So Jamal Herring was not a small guy. I'll tell you that. Jamal Herring was not a small guy at all. So you can't. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, because I said the same thing about Shakur all the time. Oh, Shakur don't got power. I always tell my son this all the time. He don't got no power. He's sitting there tittle, patty. He's playing with the tennis pads. He's not doing nothing else. And guess what happened? Guess what happens? As soon as I said that, he fights a bigger man than Jamal Herring. I don't care who he is. A stronger man than Jamal Herring, and he beats the lights out of him. So I get what you're saying, Lapel. That people saying Rolly's saying that he doesn't have the power. But this is the same guy we was talking about with another subscriber was telling me that Rolly's crazy. You don't know what he's gonna tell you, but I'm gonna tell you right now. He's spot both of them. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not gonna take anything from Shakur. I think Shakur will break you down eventually. How you doing, Shakur Killer? Valdez whole ass couldn't look Shakur in the eye. Yeah, screw right the fuck Reynoso and Canelo. Fuck the whole camp. Oh, yeah, I noticed that too. I said, okay, you want to go ahead. You want to go ahead. You want to go ahead. You want to fight for this title fight, but you can't take your sunshades off and face this man like a man. You're sitting there staring at him for 2 or 3 minutes, and you can't take your shades off, and that's a weakness. You might be right about that. Usama fan killer, you might be exactly right. That's a weakness, man. You gotta look that man in the eye, let him know you ain't taking this belt from me, and vice versa. And Shakur was looking at dead at him with no glasses on. So I honestly don't think that. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that even. Go check out my interview, my son's interview. He talked to Shakur. He used to interview Shakur. We all go to his channel, check it out. And he was saying a lot of times that Shakur was even saying that he don't think that Oscar Valdez really wanted this fight. It's basically that Reynoso and the Canelo can't push him to do it. So you got a point there, man. When you can't look a man in the eye, you already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got a point there. Hello, Rico Ransom. How you doing, man? Oh, that's a good assessment. That's a good assessment, Rico. You said, "What's up, Pops? I don't see Valdez winning unless he hurts Shakur, either Valdez KO or Shakur UD." I don't know. I think Shakur's gonna bring it. One thing I will say about Shakur, Rico, is that the way he's talking and after this fight, confident fight that he got for beating Jamal Herring, he's gonna bring it, man. I think people get a misunderstanding. I mean, I'm telling you, me myself was saying. For years, I was telling my son, I'm tired of Shakur Stevenson. He ain't showing me shit. He ain't doing nothing. He just sitting there, the technical shit, this and that. My son said, you just don't know, Dad, but how capable he is. He's a good fighter. He's going to be a better fighter. And one day you're going to see him show the dog in him. Guess what? He did it. He did it when he beat Jamal Herring. That shut me right up right there. So I'm not close. It could be a UD, like you said, or it could be a knockdown. But I think Shakur's going for the big thing. The only way that he doesn't get a UD, I mean, if he doesn't get a knockout, is because what's his name gets on a bike, and I highly doubt it. Oscar Valdez is a pressure fighter. I don't think he does that, so I don't expect that from him. Well, I'm gonna put it like this with Rolly. Rolly talks a lot. He's crazy. Sometimes he can't even get the right answer. Sometimes other boxers, he'll just say anything to say anything. So I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take his word with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna say that uh, Oscar. I mean, what Shakur showed me against Herring was enough to open up my eyes and say, you know what, this guy's gonna come in. If you push him, it's like what I said about Crawford. If you push Crawford and you push it to the limits and you bring the dog out of Crawford, Crawford's gonna finish you out. But I understand he's a different fighter. They have different some similarities, but you could tell that Crawford got power. What do you have? Nine knockouts from Shakur Stevenson. So you could easily argue that point, but not after what I seen for the other night. I think is this fight right here, because he knows it's gonna put him over the mountain. He's going for the kill, and Oscar Valdez better not take it with a grain of salt. Kevin Effect, what's going on, man? Yo, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Is there any reason why you don't like Valdez, or you just think that Shakur is better, Kevin Effect? You think he's better? You think Shakur is better? You think Valdez? The only thing I would say about Valdez, I don't think he beat Cancezo, but I think Cancezo should be champion. Valdez with that shit with the T and all that crap, it's always going to be into question. But I like his pressure. I like how he's constantly pressuring, constantly doing his thing, and I like the way he's going to put that pressure on Shakur. Now it's going to be Shakur being the technician to know how to get around that and tear him up. How you doing, Suzanne? How's everything, man? We're talking about Shakur Stevenson and the Oscar Valdez fight, since they had a media day today, and they were both facing each other. And some of the one subscriber said that Oscar Valdez looked like a punk because he had his glasses on. He couldn't even take his glasses to face the man. How you doing, Captain? How you doing? How's everything? Saludos, que Dios te bendiga. Yeah, Rico Ransom, I agree with you 100% on that one. I agree with you 100% what you just said right there. That's true. People were saying, oh, this and that about Shakur. He's too small. He can't do this. He can't do that. Bah, 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 bah. He won't be able to do it against Jamel. And Jamel hasn't been knocked down in 5 years, according to what I was reading. He hasn't going to that fight. He hasn't been knocked down since he was down on weight, whatever. And to me, like I said, I say he's the taller fighter, the bigger fighter. But how did Shakur overcame that? Shakur overcame that with his height, reach, and his skills. Is that I'm telling you. And that's what he's going to use. That 2-inch reach he got against Valdez. Valdez is going to come in there, pressure him. He's going to use his movement. And Shakur is a lot faster. He's got more speed than Valdez. So Valdez better be ready. But at the same time, I will say this about Valdez. Valdez was also, people call it underdog when he fought Bachel, a heavy underdog. And what did he do? He came in there, did his job, and proved everybody wrong. So we don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that Valdez is a pressure fighter. He's got a dog in himself. I think it's gonna be a great fight from both of them, from a southpaw point of view and from a right hand point of view. I just think that if what's the name? Valdez decides to just keep pressuring Shakur, and Shakur stays in the Philly roll, it comes out of it and throws you a cross jab on a jab, and it comes over the hand, you're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be in trouble. I just hope that Oscar Valdez do not underestimate Shakur by any means, because he knows who he's in there with. Yeah, man. Shakur, I'm telling you right now, Shakur, when I heard Shakur, when they had the fight, when they first came with the fight, and they were saying like, the fight's on, blah, 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 this is going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Shakur says, it's about time, it's duck season. So for some reason, either, I don't know if Valdez disrespected before. Oh, no, if you look at my son's interview on True School Sports with Shakur Stevenson today, I think Stevenson came out and said in his interview, he said to my son, he said, listen, when I was younger and he had opportunity, he should have taken me then. Because how good I am now, how better of a fighter I am now, he's gonna have problems with me. And I couldn't believe Shakur. Shakur's gonna bring it to him. I'm telling you, Shakur is gonna make a statement. And Valdez was not looking at him with his shades off. I'm surprised Shakur didn't slap them shades off his head. What's up, Raw Dog? How you doing, man? You right, Raw Dog. You're right what you're saying. You're right what you're saying. Herring is not Valdez, but what you can say about Herring. Herring was a champion, big, strong, never been knocked out before, and it was a former opponent for Shakur. Shakur moved up, yeah, but I mean he was supposed to be the lesser fighter with no power, no nothing, and he screwed the fuck out of him. And the same thing I'm going to say about this fight. You're right. You're right what you're saying though. Valdez is not. It's not Herring. You're right about that because one thing Valdez brings, he brings that left jab, the left hook, and he brings the. Oh, one thing I would say about Valdez also, the biggest mistake you're gonna make against Shakur, he likes to fight in the high guard. He likes to fight in the damn fucking high guard. Go ahead and do that with Shakur. Go ahead and do that with Shakur. Shakur's gonna piece his ass up. But that's not saying that Valdez don't got the dog in him. Valdez has been around for a long time, 30 fights, 22 knockouts, spot southpaws, he's done everything. And he just had a tough fight besides Conceição. He had a fight with Robinson Conceição. He had a fight with Burchell, who's supposed to be the dog, the big dog of the division. So he got a dog in him. And I always say, he always got the experience. And believe me, Valdez got all the experience in the world. But don't sleep on Shakur. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know. The fight can go. I got Shakur. I think Shakur is gonna. For me, I think Shakur is just that younger and more hungry to get it. I'm not saying that Valdez can't do it. I will say what Shakur said. Valdez didn't want to fight him earlier in his career, and like he said to my son. And so he's saying like, if you fight me now, you don't know what you're gonna get into. All of you, please hit that like button if you haven't. Thank you for being here. Brandon's not gonna be here today, as far as I know. He's getting more content, but just be here with me. Give me your opinion on Shakur and Stevenson, Shakur Stevenson, and Oscar Valdez fight when it happens. Let me see what. Thank you, brother. Oh, you think it's gonna be a robbery? You think it's gonna be a robbery? What did you thought? Let me ask you this question, Alapel. When Oscar Valdez fought Robinson Conceição, what did you think about that? Do you just be your honest opinion? Did you honestly think Oscar Valdez won that fight, or did you think that Robinson Conceição got robbed? Me personally, and I'll be honest with you, I think Robinson Conceição got robbed. I think Conceição came in there with. For the first 5 rounds on, he was going to the body. He was hitting them more punches. But Valdez wasn't trying to gain any respect in the beginning at all. So for me to see him sit there and fight with him, he didn't do nothing until later to the rounds, and that was it. And then even after Conceição got his points taken away, it still was bad. What's up, Aaron Calderon? Yeah, man, that'll be a great fight right there. You ain't lying about that. I didn't think about that. I think my son, believe it or not, my son rates Conceição higher than Shakur, and I think higher than Oscar Valdez. He says the way he fights and everything is very difficult to get. But he picks. He says Oscar Valdez and Shakur 1 and 2. So 1 and 3. So I mean 2 and 3. So we'll see what happens. I think that would be a great fight. That's a good point you brought out, Aaron. That's a good point you really brought out. Saying what you just said right there, that would be a great fight. But we have to wait and see. Shakur got to get past Valdez and see what the outcome was. And if that fight's there, if that fight's still there to be made, that'd be a great fight. That would be a great fight. Good point on that one. Oh, you're saying Conceição lost? Okay. You got your opinion, and you're saying that because Valdez. Oh, saying Valdez lost. Yeah, I think you lost. Everybody got their opinion. I think you lost. I think the reason I say that is because in the first couple of rounds, you got a champion. You got the belt. First of all, you had all that stuff going on with the tea drinking or the whatever steroids or whatever people say you were cheating, and you came out positive, and then you blame it on on the tee. That had a lot in his head already. So I get that. But they going into the fight, I think that affected your mentality. The way he fought real bad, to be honest with you. He didn't look good at all. To me, in my opinion, he didn't look good at all. The same thing that what I seen with I know Martinez and Charlo, they're not the same. Martinez came in there, but I think he was overwhelmed with everything, and the legend took over. And what happened with Oscar Valdez, his head was all fucked up, and he couldn't focus on nothing because you know what's gonna happen, and he got and Casado got robbed. So yeah, so I totally agree with that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Aaron. I can't put him as a gatekeeper. I mean, he's got a belt. He was that would be considered before, but putting Valdez, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. Yeah, he's still got that belt on him. I'd have to see. I have to see that. Are you probably referring to prior to that fight, the way he's been fighting? They put him as a gatekeeper, this and that, and he just got locked and get an opportunity to fight Bachel and beat the shit out of Bachel, and that's how he became champion. You're right. You might be saying that, but until he loses that belt and whatever, I don't want to label him as a gatekeeper. But I understand what you're saying. Prior to him getting the belt, that's what you felt about him. The other pelts. I'm blind as hell. Who's that? Oscar? Are you talking about Valdez? Yeah, the fight's gonna be in Las Vegas, so you already know what time it is. I think the fight's you already know Valdez is gonna be the favorite. But guess what? You think Shakur care? Shakur come from New York. Any of you ever guys that right from Newark, New Jersey? You all take a ride where Shakur come from. He gives two damns. You can be the favorite all you want. I come from Newark, New Jersey. That shit is straight hood, rough as fuck. I'm gonna tell you right now, he gives two damns about that. He's gonna go in there, whether it's Mexican, whether it's Nicaraguan fans, whether it's President Biden there, whoever's there, he gives two shits. He's gonna go in there and fuck up. In my opinion, he's gonna mess up about this big time. You won't hear a peep from all the people favoring him. I guarantee you. You won't hear. I guarantee you, Canelo's gonna be there sitting down. Good luck for supporting him. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna watch a good fight from a great American fighter that's stepping up with his level, and it's his time. Shakur Stevenson. I like in that fight. I'm not really I should call Harold. Harold's got to be here somewhere in the live. But he doesn't. I forgot which fighter he doesn't like. I always watch Colin when I guess he fight for Top Rank all the time on when it's St. Patrick's Day or whatever. But at the end of the day, I told my son I like Colin, but I picked Leewood to win this fight this weekend. No, Aldo Pale. Sometimes there's a problem. We don't know a lot of us fans, not you. I'm not expecting you, but a lot of us fans don't know how to appreciate a defensive masterclass. You know what I mean? Don't know how to appreciate a fighter that uses his technique to win the fight. And it's just like when we want to go to any fight, we want to see a knockout right off the bat. We want to see everybody get knocked out. If you don't get a knockout, then the fight was boring, this and that. And it's not. You got to appreciate these fighters that got the defensive style and can also turn on the offensive, because these are the fighters would make you think, well, damn, man, they might not have the offense, but that defense, shit. Look what Ugas did to Pacquiao. Pacquiao was a legend, and look what Ugas did to Pacquiao with his defense. Pacquiao could not, and Pacquiao, 8th division champion, fought big names and everything, but Pacquiao could not get in the inside or the hole of Ugas. What I'm getting at, we sometimes have to put light on people that have a defense. I don't think it's going to be a boring fight. I think it's going to be more offensive than his defense, to be honest with you. As soon as Shakur gets tapped a left hook from Oscar Valdez, he's going to say, oh, it's on like popcorn, and vice versa. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I have not seen a Mexican fighter yet that doesn't come forward and pressure a fighter and keep pressing them. And the style that Oscar Valdez fights is very fitting for Shakur to get him. But thank you for your comment. What's going on, man? What's going on? Other people, what's going on? I'm by myself tonight, man. Brennan's getting some content over there in Las Vegas, and he called me up and he said, hey, Pops, can you try to go live and become? I said, I'll do what I can, man. That's what I'm here for. So You know, you want to chime in too, I greatly appreciate it. Make this live more, but I appreciate it. And hit that like button. Thank you so much. No, what I'm telling you is, what I'm saying, Calderon, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to tell you is that that he's more defensive. He comes into the body, he does a lot of movement, he makes it more harder for his opponent to get to him, but he's still getting a shot to the body, doing his thing. So I gotta give credit to both. They have their own style of fighting. Okay, so if he doesn't throw combination like you want him to throw combination, doesn't mean he's not getting his points and doing his thing. He just does it in a different way, but he gets it done without getting hit. The same thing with Shakur. Shakur is quick. I think Shakur's a lot quicker than him, to be honest with you. I think he'll out maneuver him in the ring, and then he will get him with his quick hands. You know what, Shakur, so I respect your opinion. That's right. Viva Mexico, Canelo, the face of boxing, Valdez, another one, whatever. They're all good. You all need to go ahead and talk to Ray Martinez. Though. Go talk to him. He need help, man. The legend schooled him, so let him know. Okay, Game Boy Inc. No disrespect, but you gotta get that right. Yeah, DBS1. That fight's gonna be a real good fight. I'm telling you. I think for the time when the bell comes on, there ain't gonna be no posturing. I think Valdez learned from the fight with Cancelo. He's gonna come in there and show what he's all about. He's got to. He cannot sleep on Shakur Stevenson. I'm telling you that right now. He cannot sleep with Shakur Stevenson. You gotta appreciate the sweet science, man. You're right about that. It took me a long time to appreciate it myself, and I've been in boxing all the time. When I used to watch TVE, you know, I said, "What was he doing?" One time I was arguing with my son is I like Floyd Mayweather when he was actually the younger Floyd Mayweather that was, you know, young guy beating him up, getting everybody. But then as time goes on, and more or less my son was telling me like, "Dad, you gotta appreciate that sweet science." Floyd did both. Floyd could turn it on, but I think towards the end of his career, he said, "I don't have to get punched. I can go ahead and get less punch and throw the punch, get less punch, and use the sweet signs and get done." And look what he's done. So Pernell Whitaker, you know how he was. He was another a great one. So having that sweet science in you, I think is good. That appreciate it and understand the part of it. I just like to see a lot of fighting, to be honest with you. $100 million. I don't know about that one, though. We don't know. But Mayweather, I don't think Mayweather goes to a lot of fights. I think the only fights you ever really see Mayweather in is you see him when he goes and see when he goes to support Tank, and he's always talking about Tank, and he's always got to get. That's the only really time I see Mayweather at supporting his fighters that big. I don't really see him a lot in, going to any fights as much, or maybe he just stays in the back. But no, Mayweather, he might be there. You don't know. That's right. You let them know. Let them know. Let them know again. Hit that like button, subscribe. That's right. Super chat if you want. I really appreciate it. You make the night for me. Yeah. What do you think about that, news media? Who you got in that fight? Shakur Stevenson against veteran champion like Oscar Valdez. Yeah, let me know what you think. All night, can you please hit that like button? Thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate it, man. BT is gonna be here tomorrow. If he's not busy, but he's got a lot of content to cover up or something. He's doing something. If Shakur beats Valdez, I mean, who else has he got to fight, or who else has he got to prove to in this division? If he moves up, I would love to see him move up. I think it makes it even better for the next division. But I don't know what he's gonna do. I mean, we would never know. I mean, he might want to stay there and dominate for a little bit more. I mean, but who would you want to see him fight? If he beats Valdez, Valdez got the belts, right? It's up to him whatever he wants. The guy's talented and everything. He just wants to get over the hump. You can see it happen. I wouldn't doubt it. Whatever he got, the world's open to him. You know, especially as talented as he is. Especially if he beats Oscar Valdez. Come on, like some people say, he's a gatekeeper. What's up, Sarah? How you doing, man? God bless, man. Thank you for coming on here. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Shakur could be a. I just want to tell you who can beat him. I think. To me personally, Shakur is maturing in his own more now, and he's gotten better at what he's done in his craft. Uh, of course, we're gonna say, oh, some people are gonna say, oh, he doesn't have the power. Shit, you don't need you don't have a lot of power, but if you got the quickness, the foot speed, the skills, and the smarts in that ring. And one thing about Shakur that I've learned through the years with my son and watching him, he's a very hard person to hit. That's what I heard a lot about him. He's a very hard fighter. For you to go in there and fight him, it's very difficult to get inside on him or hit him. Because why? Because he's smart enough to use his skills. And he knows how to move around the ring, and he's not going to sit there and let you pound him. He's going to make it harder on you. Let's see. Did you hear Jamel's? Yeah, that was crazy. Anyways, that whole interview with Jamel, and I'll be honest with you, I came yesterday and said the same thing. And Jamel, I was actually going for Castaño for the second fight because I thought Castaño won the first fight. But Jamel Charlo, when he was talking to the whole live, he was very adamant about all these head games that this team is playing. Supposedly, Castaño hurt his hand, bicep. But then his own manager, as ignorant as he is, Charlo called him out. He's out there showing Castaño moving reflexes with the supposedly torn bicep. So he's really angry about that. It's the second time that it's happened to Charlo. So happened to him when he had Harrison fight. The same thing happened. People out. But he's very adamant. I feel sorry for Castaño this fight. I think Charlo's gonna do damage him more than what he did with Harrison in the second fight. Let's see. What's up, JD Blanca? How you doing, man? Crawford would have stopped. Crawford would have stopped a prime Mayweather. Ooh, I don't know about. I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, because Mayweather had. I hate to say it, as Mayweather was confident, was brash, but he was good in that ring. I gotta give him the credit. He's got the quickness. He had the speed. He had everything, and Crawford's a dog too. But I just think Mayweather. Yeah, you're right when you say Crawford will probably, if he catches him, could probably stop him with one of those punches. You're right about that. But you got to catch him first, and I don't think it will be an easy fight for Crawford. I don't think not with Mayweather is too smart to just sit there or set himself up to get punched out. How many times Mayweather has been knocked out? I don't even know. I don't think he's ever got knocked out. If I'm correct. He almost got knocked out one time. I forgot that fighter. He almost knocked him out. But so for me, I love Crawford. I love everything he does. He got everything. If he doesn't get that shot in that one time, you're not gonna get another one on Mayweather. Mayweather's too smart for that. He has the sweet science, the quickness, and everything. I gotta give credit where credit's due. But I respect your opinion. Oh, JD, that'd be a great fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. That right there would be a great fight right there. Navarrete against Valdez. Woo! And I like Navarrete. I was in Orlando. I was in Orlando a few months ago with my son, and man, what he did to Pitufo Diaz, and I know Pitufo Diaz is not Valdez, but that guy's got so much punching volume. And he comes at you. He's not afraid. He's a true warrior. I like Navarrete. Would he beat Valdez? I don't know. I mean, Valdez got some power on him. Got more power than Navarrete. But it'd be a great fight. I ain't gonna lie to you. It'd be a great fight. Yeah, Loma's getting old, but I'm pretty sure. And that's a good point you brought, Shakur versus Loma. But I'll be honest with you, if when Loma, God bless him and his family, they could be safe over there, and all the other boxers in the country over there, the UK, the Ukraine, what they're going through. But Loma, to me, I think the fight that he really wants, in the last fight that he fought, he showed me what he had in him. I tell that to my son all the time. He's got a dog in him. I think he wants to come back and let everybody know, I was the best in this weight class. Yeah, I had a bad fight with Teofimo, but I'm going to show you guys. So I think before that even fight ever happens, I think Loma's going to go ahead and go for Kambosos at some time. He's going to go for Kambosos, and I think that'd be a great fight. I don't think it'll be as good, in my opinion. It won't be as good as Shakur Loma because I'm not trying to discredit Kambosos, but I just think Loma will beat Kambosos, and seeing Shakur vice versa will be a great fight. But I think, like I said, I think Lomachenko is going to come back when he comes back. God bless him if he does, and everybody else. If he comes back, he's going to try to. If Kambosos loses belts, try to fight Kambosos and get them belts. Hey, Track Collins, how you doing? He never knocked. You talking about TBE? Never been knocked out. I know he came one time. That was it. So you could put. I don't care who you put him with. The thing about Mayweather, I would say when he was younger, when Mayweather was younger, was the aggressor, and didn't think so much about the sweet science of boxing until he got older and figured it out that you don't have to get hit. What you say? Don't hit, obey hit, whatever it's called. But I think he mastered both. To be honest with you, he said, "Why should I be the aggressor when I could be the use the sweet science and blockade and stop things and do my way?" And sometimes I say he's boring sometimes, but you know what? That's why he's a TBE. Simple as that. I might agree who we fought, who he lost to, whatever, but we gotta give props where they need to be, where they need to be. I can't be stubborn and say this and that. And he was a master. Look what he did to Canelo. Canelo's a power puncher, right? Canelo was gonna go into a bigger fighter. Was young Canelo was gonna do this, gonna do that, and now Canelo's begging for the fight. Floyd went in there and schooled him like anybody else. So I think he'll school anybody. I don't care who you compare with him. He will school anybody. Just the way how smart he was in the ring, how smart he was adapting not to being aggressive when he was young, to using street signs when he could, and when needed to go aggressive he would. But he had those two options, and he mastered them no better than anybody else. As you watch his father, senior, teach everybody the Philly what's called the Philly the Philly show. So I mean, you gotta put respect. I have to appreciate what the TBE did for boxing, and not only what it did in boxing, what it did outside boxing, even better. Hurt versus Mosley. I don't know. I don't know who hurt. I don't know what about hurt, but Mosley was pretty good. He was pretty good. I give you that. Yeah, I honestly think Ty Collins that he's gonna damage for some reason he's gonna damage Oscar Valdez, and you guys, like I said, go on Two School Sports whenever you can. Check out his video that he had. He actually interviewed both of them. He interviewed Shakur Stevenson, and he also interviewed Oscar Valdez. Check him out, and you'll go just check it out. You'll enjoy the interview. That's how I learned a little bit more about what's going on and stuff. What Shakur was saying. What happened? Hold on. I'm sorry. He said, "Oh, let me for that." I don't chat. You got me on that one. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you're right. You probably say what you're saying is probably right because a lot of people talk about that Castillo fight and everything with Floyd. But at the end of the day, what did Floyd come out win? Whether we agree with it or not, you're right about that. But I don't think I don't know. Crawford's good. He's one of my favorite fighters. Don't get me twisted. I like the dog in us. I just said earlier thing. I like Crawford. I just think Floyd Mayweather it's gonna be a lot quicker than check it out. If they ever fought, you gotta think about the speed, the quickness that Mayweather had in his prime. I don't care how good Crawford, he's not gonna catch it. He's not gonna throw a strong ass punch to Mayweather and knock him out. I just don't see that. And then to have that speed, all the skills he has, plus have the 3 times behind him, it will not be easy fight for Crawford. I don't think he'll knock him out. I won't. I like Crawford, but I'm just looking at the whole Mayweather, this whole thing. But respect to your opinion, and you might, this is why we call it boxing. What's going on, Miguel Louis? What's going on? How you doing, man? ¿Qué pasa, Pop? Over the head. That's right. That's right. You got it. The Puerto Ricans out there. I mean, that's another fight. Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. You know, shout out to Jake Paul, man. He's making boxing. But it is he's getting paid. He's putting that money in that woman's pocket that they deserve. So that was gonna be a great fight. May the best woman win. Shakur, like I said, I got Shakur. So yes, like I was telling you about back to what I was saying about Shakur Stevenson. I think he's gonna come out and show everybody, like, you know what? I don't care what you tell me, what you say. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna dominate Valdez, and I'm gonna take over, and it's gonna be the new me here. I'm just gonna be my belts, and he's a tough customer to beat. And if he moves to 135, if he moves 135, Shakur better fight Tank. I would love to see Tank and Shakur. If they both did. I know Tank is a big 135. He's big, but I think Shakur's technique, that'd be a great fight if you ask me. That'd be a great fight because of the fact. I'll put to you, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. I think if Shakur even gets 135, he can clean out 135. I think he's that good. I really do. You know, it's funny you say that because it's true. I was watching a couple of fights with Crawford, and I think it was the one. I think the one you were saying right there. He was hurt by a ball, but the Cavalusis, like he almost fell on his knees or something. I seen that one. I was like, damn. But Pretty Boy was just different, man. Pretty Boy was just different. And I'm not saying, like, for argument's sake, people are gonna say the Castillo fight and Mariana was a good fighter too. That but fought him too. I'm not saying all that. I'm just telling you straight up. Floyd was in a different universe by himself, and it didn't take me a long time. And that's not me dick riding Floyd. I'm just telling you how I see it. It took me a long time for me to appreciate what Floyd's done for boxing, and how he evolved from just being from the Philly fighter, a young fighter, to being an aggressor, to using to become proficient in the sweet science. So that's what I'm saying. He did that. So you have to look at it that way. And people could hate him now because he got all that money. Like I was one of them, I used to hate the money and all this shit. He's a show off, but you know what? He earned that money. He did it the right. He earned all that money. He could have all the money. He was a good businessman inside the ring. He was a better businessman outside that ring. Put it up here. There's my son right there. He's telling me, he said, shout out to Pops. Just got done interviewing Rolly Romero. Long ass day today. Hope you guys have been enjoying the Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez, and all the other content dropping on the channel. That's BT right there, guys. If you all want to talk to BT, send him a message and talk to him. You can do it right now. That's BT right there talking and telling you how his long day was. I guess he went to go interview I guess Rolly Romero. So if you have any questions for BT, I don't know if he's leaving or he's coming or whatever, but there he is. But yeah, like I was saying, I just think that Floyd was in a different level, and it's like any boxer. You need to appreciate greatness when you see it, because you don't know if you're ever going to see it again. And that's what I'm saying. Appreciate whatever fighters you see that are real good, because you don't know if you're going to ever see that again. You know, take up right now talking about Chocolatito, the 115 pound weight, the 112. You know, all those other weights. Got to appreciate them guys. The Gallo Estradas, the Quadras. You know what I mean? And so forth and so forth. We got to appreciate that, because once time goes by, we're not gonna have them. We're not gonna have those guys back. So yeah, back to I think that Shakur is gonna. I'd say because he has his reach, because he has his speed, and because he's very quick with his hands, and he's very hard to hit. And if he comes out in the Philly shuffle, you know, I think it's gonna be hard for Valdez to get anything in. At the same time, Valdez is gonna keep pressing it and pressure him until he breaks him. So we'll see what happens. That's a good point you brought up about distance, because my son always tells me that he's one of those technicians that whoever trained Shakur at that young age, and even from the Olympics, that he literally like he is really good. That's one thing that he knows. He understands distance. He knows where he's gonna get his punches off. And you're so right what you're saying. You're so right what you're saying about that. You're not gonna see that, and that's what people need to appreciate. I mean, yeah, he might not have the power people want him to have. Yeah, he might not have this, but he has the smarts to know how to. If you can have your distance and know the time, the shots, and know how long it's going to take you to get that shot there, or look at the distance for yourself and the other opponent and set them up with a hokey doke. That's what you got to do, and that's what Shakur Stevenson does. And that might be a problem for Valdez, because Valdez is a pressure mixing fighter coming forward, and if he continue coming forward, what's going to happen? Shakur's going to time him with something. That's what's going to happen. It's going to time him. You just chill and get him. I'm telling you. Fortunately, you please hit the like button. We're sitting here talking about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez fight. The reason I'm talking about this another fight ways away, because they had their media sessions today, and literally from what I seen, I didn't get to see. I don't think there was a press conference, but from what I seen from when they had the face off, that I mean, they had an intense look, and one of the subscribers brought out, which I really agree with. He came out and said that Oscar Valdez didn't want to take them shades off, look them straight in the eye. So that could just tell you a lot about that. You know what I mean? And both fighters, I mean, they had big fights. They both are two-time champions. We know that. I just think Valdez is good. He got his thing. Somebody said that Valdez was a journeyman. He feels that Valdez was more like a gatekeeper, not a journeyman, a gatekeeper, more than a champion, because he was lucky he won that fight. But whatever the case was, he came as an underdog, and he beat the shit out of Burchell. He got the belts. He got a freebie. I think he got a free ride to Casayo. I think Casayo won. Robinson Casayo won that fight. And then you had then on the other side, you had Shakur, who was the underdog against Jamal Herring, and he came out and he showed out and did what he had to do. So I mean, you just don't know. And keep in mind that Valdez again is going to be the heavy underdog against this fight again. That doesn't mean anything. I see him pressuring Shakur, pushing it down like a Mexican fighter does, and he's got power. We already know he got more power than Shakur, but it's going to be hard for him to land his punches against a quick, skilled fighter like Shakur. Simple as that. That's why I have it. I think Shakur comes in with height, like I was telling you before, his reach. Like I say, like the Tyree said, he's got good judgment of distance, and he's very disciplined. And if you push him, you're gonna get the dog out of him. So I expect this fight, like the English will say, a barn burner. It's gonna be a great fight. And I'm gonna say it again. I think Shakur is gonna take them belts. Maybe stay there, become undisputed, and then move out to 135. And I guarantee you that's when the other big fights are going to come up. So forth and so forth. We also got it coming up. Let me see where. I got some more news over here, but I want to see what else I'm going to talk about. Anybody else got any more chiming about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez before I switch on to something else? Let me see. JD Walker says, high IQ and quick as Shakur is. He said Crawford could have knocked him out, but instead smashed his shoulder, and Shakur had to see a doctor. Oh, shit. Are you basing that? Is that what you're saying about Crawford? Crawford could do that to any of the other guys? Any other fact? Yeah, he could be a prime Mayweather and all that. The way he did. Yeah, because he's got power. We know Crawford. That's why I call him a dog. He does got power. Shakur felt it, and I guarantee you he backed away from that. So, do you think, JD, that because of that, do you also think that you see Valdez overpowering Shakur and hurting him? Is that what you're trying to say? Or I'm just asking. I'm saying you're right, wrong. I'm just asking the question. Because I'll tell you, this is gonna be a great fight. I don't even know. You know what? I should have checked what the undercards. You guys know what the undercards were on that fight? I don't. Oh man, I didn't even check the under. I just came to my mind now, and I got all kinds of stuff I also want to talk about. Anybody know the undercards for that fight? We talk about them. I don't even know who else is on the card. We should talk about the main one. That's a no-no. I can't do that because I don't have no. I'm using my phone for the live right now. Hey man, I'm just telling you. I'm just going with what you're telling me. What I'm assuming what it is. I'm not trying to lie about anything. So I don't know. I mean, I'll do respect to you, Terry Collins. I'm not saying that. If there's something that I'm missing, you tell me. That's all good. That's what we're here for. Terry Collins, tell me the whole thing. Says that happened when Shakur was 17. Stop that. Tell the whole truth. But anyway, Shakur versus David Haney will be a great fight in the future, like Floyd. Yeah, you got a point on that one. That's for sure. But you can go ahead and correct me on Collins, what you're referring to, because I might not. I got a bad memory and stuff. So anything I said that was wrong, it's okay. You can correct it. That's what we're here for. Yeah, but that would be a good fight. If that happened, Devin Haney and Shakur, I'm still taking Shakur. Devin Haney's good though. He's undefeated. My son says that I don't give him enough credit. Maybe now he'll get. Speaking about Devin Haney, maybe he'll get the. He'll be able to get the what you call it. Will be able to get the fight with Kambosos. I mean, he wants that fight real bad. Eddie Hearn was coming out saying that he came out and said that he wanted to. They're trying everything possible to get that fight. Whatever the Kambosos camp asked for, they're willing to do just to give a shot to the dream to go to Australia and to bring those belts back, because he say that for sure when he goes, if he gets to get that chance, he'd say bring those belts back to the U.S. And he's got. I mean, I love David Haney. He's a confident fighter. He's got a very he's accomplished a lot with his promotional company. He does good for the community. So he's a good example for boxing. Very humble. He just doesn't like the fact that people question him because of whatever the case may be. But that fight, if Eddie Hearn can get that fight made, should that be a great fight with Kambosos right now? But I think let me see. With Lomachenko go on this Kambosos. Even De La Hoya came out and said, what did De La Hoya say recently? He said he came out and said that he's willing to after Ryan Garcia's fight with what's his name, Emmanuel Tago, that he's going to try to go ahead and see if we can negotiate a fight with Kambosos for all the belts. So I don't know. Right now, I think Kambosos got some options. Lomachenko's not here. You got David Haney. You got Ryan Garcia. Who else could go up there and try to fight for them belts? Tank, if we wanted to get Tank in here, but I'm just saying the options that are open for him. I've been hard on David Haney, but I will say he does deserve his chance. He does have the belt. Whether you want to look at how he got it, whatever, he's got the belt. And if he wants to go over there and get a chance to go ahead and opportunity to get it, he is undefeated. No matter how we want to sugarcoat it, he might not be the best of the best, but he is undefeated. So we gotta give him some flowers for that. But I mean, Kambosos doesn't come out with anything, which makes you believe that I think even Ryan Garcia was saying that I sell money talks, BS walks, and Ryan says I sell wherever I go, I'm going to sell. I don't care who I fight, I'm going to sell because of he's got that Instagram, people following him. I don't know how many followers he got on that, and the way he's very popular. So I think he's going to sell. He's very confident in himself, his abilities, even after coming back from the situation with mental thing. And I think that. Just think about it. If Kambosos and Garcia fight, how much that fight would be in Australia or even in America, it still would be good. So Kambosos got his options. He's got to decide what he really wants to do. Kambosos can go ahead and fight a tune-up fight with somebody for right now. Get himself, get him back, get back, acclimate. I can't even speak. Acclimated with keep yourself tuned in shape, because you only can do so much working out in the gym and sparring. That's not the same thing. So getting maybe a tune-up fight, and then either fighting Garcia, fighting Haney. I forgot who else. I know I'm forgetting some names, but something's got to happen. I mean, you can't just sit back. Cullen says, I think he will get it. Cambosos is really ducking for undisputed. Undisputed. Come on, we need the real undisputed. I got chance. I got chance by UD. Only reason he got a vacant belt because Loma went the franchise route. Okay. Okay, he's still entitled to get that opportunity. That's what I'm getting at. I was hard on him. Good comment, Tari. I really appreciate it. I was just saying that people don't want to give him his credit, but you know, my son was calling me on this. He's like, Dad, I don't understand how you can't respect Haney. Haney's still undefeated. It doesn't matter how you get to win, but you got to win. Give the young man some props and stop being so close-minded and stop looking for power fighters and stop looking for people's knockouts. You know, you can't contradict yourself. Appreciate him. So yeah, I honestly think that Haney, and I even think whatever, because the reality is, if I'm a betting man, I don't think Cambosos is gonna keep them belts long. Whether he fights whoever he fights next, or whoever it is, he's gonna. I mean, he might keep it for a little bit, or wait for another fight to make some money, but he's not gonna win. He's not gonna have that belt for long. I feel somebody's gonna dominate him, and I think all this waiting and everything, it should happen right now. This is the best time to happen right now. Not because of what's happening with Lomachenko, not because of this. Go ahead and fight this cat. Go ahead and fight Darren Haney and see what you got, and then from there you can go on to the next one. You know, you can't hold on to that belt. I know he's looking for a big paycheck because you know that once they're good, the belts are gonna try to get back. I respect him in Australia. I'm not saying I'm hating on him, but he's got to do something. He's had the belt since when? I forgot how many months now he's had the belt just sitting there and still hasn't come out with no decision. Money wise, you're gonna make money from essentially fighting Garcia. Belt wise, you want to really clarify your belt and that you have all the 4 belts, or you don't have the WBC belt. You got to fight the Dream Haney because when you look it, get it done, see what happens, and move on from that. But I get it. He's got to start out for a big payday because if he fights Haney, you don't know if he's gonna get them belts back. You know what I mean? You never know in boxing. So I get it. He wants a big paycheck, and believe me, Hearns got the money. Haney got some money. Put it out there to make that fight happen. But until Lomachenko comes back, I think I'm excited Lomachenko because if that happens, then Lomachenko's gonna have to fight Haney. So whichever the case may be. Yeah, whichever the case may be. And that's just it. I mean, that Cambosos hasn't come out with nothing. He's just been sitting back. I mean, he hasn't said anything, so I don't know. My son's putting money on Ryan Garcia being the one that's going to be fighting him. De La Hoya's come out and said also so that after the Tego fight, he wants to try to negotiate something big with Cambosos' team in them for Ryan Garcia to get the fight. So, but the reality is it should be Haney. Haney's got the WBC belt. If Cambosos want to clarify everything and feel more clear with conscience, say, you know, I have all these other belts, but that one. If you really want to be the real undisputed, then you have to go ahead and fight. Go ahead and fight Haney, and we'll see what happens from that. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, guys, I was for those that haven't been here, all 12 of you. I'm gonna talk about some other stuff in a few minutes. I just wanted to chime in on the Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez that we talked about. And now we're just talking a little bit about Cambosos, what he's going to do. We don't know what he's going to do next. I know Lomachenko would have been a great fight for me to see. But really the deserving one, I mean, the one that's got the WBC belt, you got to go get if you want to see, it's like Josh Taylor said to about Teofimo. He said, when Teofimo had the belts, he said, you can't sit here and say you're undisputed. You don't have all the belts. You know, you don't have all the belts. So how can you sit back and say that when you don't have all the belts? You don't have the one that Haney got. So it's always going to be a question, even though Cambosos has all the belts except for that WBC belt. People are always going to question that. You can't call yourself undisputed because you don't have the belt. It's the reality of it. And the WBC, what's his name, Selman always contradicts himself, says one thing, says another. But the reality, you don't have the WBC belt, you're not really undisputed. So if I was Cambosos, And I want to clear this up. Get this done. Get a big payday from Eddie Hearns. Get a big payday, as much as you can get for that for my big money fight. Just in case if you lose, you can live comfortably with your family. And then you will decide who the real undisputed is, because you'll have all the belts to be beat the Haney. I think that's the fight that everybody is longing for. All right, I'm gonna go to some news real quick. Let me see. I think I already talked about the fight with Tim Tszyu. Tszyu versus was it's Tim Tszyu's debut on March 26th of this year was Terrell Gasha. That's good for see Tim Tszyu come to the U.S. He's big in Australia. Everybody really likes him. The father of a legend, pretty much. His father was real good, so he's coming to the USA to make sure he gets people acclimated with him and to happen. I like the undercard that they have there. I like the card. Like I said, I like Michelle as a lightweight bout. Michelle Rivera's coming. I really like him. This is a guy who looks like Muhammad Ali. That people say he looks like him. Very humble guy from the Dominican Republic that's coming. He's fighting another undefeated fighter in blessed hands, Joseph Adorno. But I seen Adorno in Orlando. He really, to me, he didn't really impress me at all. Even though he's undefeated, he didn't really impress me at all. And then you got I'm gonna know the guy. His name is Alves Rodriguez. He used to play the top rank. He's fighting against Juan Jose Velasco. I used to like Alves Rodriguez. He used to play the guitar when he get a knockdown. Very entertaining guy. I like him. I'm surprised the top rank just cut him off because he got a loss. Then he had to go to PBC, but so be it. That's what we call this America, the land of opportunity. And another news, I have Klitschko was coming out saying that he feels that with that war going on in the Ukraine, that just like the WBA, all the sanctioned bodies agreed on one thing: they're not going to have no title or non-title fights in Russia. That's like more or less they're not going to have it because of them being the problem causing the war. I agree with that. And then the WBA went as far as saying they're not going to have any Russian fighters fight on any cards until this is cleared out. And what Vladimir Klitschko is saying is, like, if we let Bivol fight, all it's going to do is bring more shine to Russia's president, and he's going to feel like okay, whatever you're doing, my fighters are still out there, my athletes, whatever, professional, are getting the light, are bringing light to Russia. That's what he's saying. He's also saying that he was also saying that he has nothing personal against the fighters. He said, I have nothing against nothing against the personalities or athletes. It's about politics of Russia. So basically, he's saying is, I'm not mad at the fighters. I'm not mad at Bivol. I'm not mad at anybody. But in order for this fight to stop, and okay, I got my comment. In order for this fight to stop, we have to take the light away from a lot of things from the Russians. Okay, Terry Collins. Terry Collins says Ryan Campbell was for Haney's WBC belt. Ryan won, which made him the WBC mandatory for David Haney. He ducked him for tuna and made up that Pacquiao lie. David been wanting to fight. Yeah, you're right. He has, and it's a good point you brought about Ryan Garcia. Ryan has a bad habit of calling out fighters where he either calls fighters after the fact that they're already under a contract to fight another fighter, or he'll sit there and call out fighters that are irrelevant and just act like they're gonna fight. Look, he called out. Take for example, I know Devin. I respect what you're saying. Devin's been winning his turn, respectfully winning his turn. He's been getting dicked around because people ducking him or do not want to fight. Now Devin wants to fight everybody, and nobody want to give him a chance. So I totally get what you're saying. And Brian is good. Brian Garcia is good at that. He'll start talking. He's talking about Pitbull the whole time. Pitbull, I want to fight Pitbull. After Pitbull fought Tank, right? And what happened? Well, I believe that was going to happen. My son said, don't believe it, don't believe it, don't believe it, don't believe it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's going to happen. Sure enough, what happened? Tank went. He went up fighting. No disrespect to Manuel Toggle. So, that's just been a habit with him all the time. When it comes to big fights he wants to make, something happens to him, or he waits until the fight is on a contractual contract to get to do that. And then when he has the opportunity to fight, he doesn't want to fight him. So if that fight was to happen between him and Haney, it would be a great fight too, to be honest with you. It'd be a great fight. But right now, I don't think Garcia has anything to offer. So I don't. And right now, Haney's going for the right thing. He's going for Kambosos. Hey man, I'm just doing the best. I'm DBS one. I'm just doing the best I can. My son is my right hand. I'm just still filling in for him. But thank you for the comment. I really appreciate it. I'm just doing the best I can. All of you, please hit that like and thank you for everything and supporting me tonight while my son is gone. It makes his life better for me. Yeah. So Ryan Garcia's had a bad habit about doing that. I wonder what he's gonna do when he actually gets a real big fight. Is he gonna shit out, run away? He's gonna make an excuse. I don't know. I totally do what you said though. He does do that. And on the other side of the coin, Haney's been waiting his turn for a minute and hasn't had the chance. So why not Kambosos? Eddie Hearn's got to take out a paycheck though. I'd say like that. Eddie Hearns needs to take out his paycheck. You want Kambosos? Kambosos might want 20 million, whatever he wants for that. You want to get a belt? You got to pull out the check. The same way that Canelo had to do with Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was not just going to fight Canelo for beans because he knew that when he got in a fight with Canelo, it might be a possibility of him losing that belt. But what he got? 10 million for the fight? So you got to be smart. Eddie Hearns, if you want this fight, you want Haney to be on your team, you want to give him a big investment, take your wallet out, take your check, and go ahead and write a big check. Whatever Kambosos won, just go ahead and do it. You know, and he's got the money to do it, so why not? So good point on Ryan Garcia. Like I was saying about Klitschko. Klitschko is basically just saying that the fighters, shouldn't be fighting due to the fact that politics with Russia. Any Russian fighter shouldn't be allowed to. The WBA, they removed all the Russian fighters. All the sanctioned bodies, like I said, agree not to have non-title fights in Russia. So we just got to bring the light to that. Pray for the people over there. They're in a really bad situation. And we don't know when it's going to end. And that's the sad part about it. We don't know when it's going to end. Let me see what else I got. And then another thing I was reading on boxing scene. It said that Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor lost. I'm still pissed off that Josh Taylor lost to Catterall, and Catterall didn't get his flowers. But they were saying I think that the WBA order said that Josh Taylor needs to fight the Dominican fighter Alberto Pello because he's 20-0 with 10 KOs, and he was actually mandatory to fight him, or interim. He had all the interim belts or something. The WBA got rid of all the interim belts and all interim titles, and they basically what they did, they went in because of that, they promised Alberto Pello that he will get a fight with Taylor. So Taylor, before he can move up to 147, if he decides to, he's got to go ahead and either way fight this mandatory and Alberto Pello. I don't know much about him. I didn't get time to look at him because if you see me, I got papers, right? Because I got no computer knowledge. I'm writing everything by papers, like if I was in school, believe it or not. So I got notes on that, writing with that. Taylor, to me, didn't impress me. Whatever happens with him, I still respect him. He's scars. We love him on this channel, but he's got to take that fight. I don't know much about the Dominican fighter, Alberto Pello. If you guys know anything about him, chime in. But he can't go up to 147 until he takes care of that business. Another news that I had, another thing that I really liked this week was, let me see, I got some more stuff. I had Abel Sanchez. I like some of the comments that he brought out this weekend. He was saying that the 3 fights that he feels like can beat Canelo is better beat no particular better beat him. Gennady Golovkin, and the other one was this one I'm forgetting. Jesus, my mind is going. Golovkin better beat him, and Benavidez. That's what Abel was saying. So that's his choices. I mean, I would throw Boo Andre in there too because at some point he's going to be in the mix. But I'll get back to what I was saying. I like what he said about that. He also brought out the point that but of course he's going to say because he trained GG and everything. He made GG an aggressive fighter, and the way Abel Sanchez trains his fighter is to come forward and attack, kind of a fighting style. And apparently, Abel Sanchez, uh, Abel Sanchez, when you, uh, uh, opinion, he's saying that he's not seeing that from Gigi. He's saying Gigi just have to be honest, to have a finesse type of style that's not going to work for him. And hey, I'm with it. I'm in with that on that one because Gigi probably hasn't been the same. And let me tell you, he been before you think about that big fight that Gigi's going to have with Canelo, he better not sleep on Japanese Murata. Murata's going to bring it to him, going to test him. He's been had his lazy ass sitting down for 2 years, not doing nothing. Then he wants to go ahead and get must say a free fight. It's not going to be easy fight with Murata. But then he wants to go ahead and fight for a big fight with Canelo, so Canelo can retire him comfortably. And if that fight ever happens, I don't usually don't vote for Canelo. I was a big fan of GG, but I just like GG's attitude and the way he is. I'm going for Canelo. I hope Canelo sends him to the moon. I'll be honest with you. Send that old man to the moon, and don't give him no pension. Don't give him nothing. And move on. Take his belts. Take all the belts he got. Then out to dry. He's gonna make money either way. But I just lost a lot of respect for Gigi for the way he handled himself and the way he's carried himself throughout the whole boxing the last 2 years, not doing nothing, just sitting back, waiting for the Murata fight, which I don't agree with. There was other fights he could have made and would have been better off. Yeah, so the main today was, guys, like I said, talking about Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez. You guys can tell me what you think. You tell me what how the fight's gonna win, why, when it happens, what do you see strong? What are the strong points that you see from Oscar Valdez? What do you see the strong point from Shakur? And what are the weaknesses in the conversation? I think that for me, I think that what Oscar Valdez got to worry about. Okay, let me see to comment. We did. You keep going. Oh wow, you put me on some game. I didn't even know that. Thank you for letting me know. Like I don't like I said, my mind. If I said I forget it. Thank you for letting me know on that. I didn't know all that. So you're basically saying you say Josh Taylor gets Cato by Gary Antoine Russell. Yeah, I mean that guy right there, man. He's a young 25-year-old. I think he's 25. Um, he beat old man Victor Posel. Um, and but I mean he's coming. He's coming. Yeah, he is Gary Russell's little brother, like you said, Olympian. He's 15-0, 15 KOs. Uh, wow, he beat. You're saying that Gary Antoine Russell, the little brother, beat Jaron Ennis twice in the Olympics? Wow, that's saying a lot. Because I mean, the way people make it boost Ennis, and I'm not taking that from him. Everybody's like saying like Jerome Ennis is going to be this. Jerome Ennis is going to be that. He's a more skilled fighter. Um, he's everything. Well, I don't know. He hasn't gone past what 8 rounds or something. I think last time I checked. He is skillful. I'm gonna say that. But I'm not. If he fights, if he fights his young buck right here, Antoine Russell's Junior's little brother. If he fights him, I'm gonna tell you right now, Boots better be ready for it because this guy's coming. He's not as fast, probably not as fast, and this and that, but he's got some power. He's got some power, and he's hungry, and he's being taught by his older brother, who's been a champion, who's been through all that. Who I really feel that after watching the fight again, I really feel that he got robbed in that fight when he fought for one hand. I think he should have kept the belts. Yeah, people. One thing I didn't like about his brother was that he held the belts too long. Russell Jr. kept the belt too long. Not hold too long. He didn't fight enough. I'm sorry, he didn't fight enough. And then, but when he hurt himself and he was still fighting one hand, you got to put respect on that, no matter how you look at it. I mean, you should be able to, I forgot the opponent's name. He should have been able to knock him out, but he didn't do that. So you got to respect his name. He got robbed in that fight. But, Gary Russell Jr. will be back, and he's teaching his young brother how to be a champion, how to get to the championship level. And as long as his brother listens to him, he already got enough motivation for all the stuff that's been going on with his family and everything. They're going to go a long way. I don't know what you're saying. How you doing, CPDQUC? I don't know what that means, but how you doing, man? How's everything? Yeah, so that's the young fight you got to watch out for. Victor Poso, I think it was a premature knockout, stoppage. Though, I'll be honest. I think that this should. Victor Poso was aware of what's going on. I think that this should have happened, but it didn't. So we just got to move on from that. But yeah, you're right. That other Russell, the little brother, he's no joke. I noticed that when he first had a couple of fights, I liked him, and I was like, man. I told my son, I like this cat right here. I like him, and he's gonna get better only because Gary Russell Jr. is taking his time to teach him how to fight, what to do, and how to do it, and how to carry himself the right way outside the ring. So shout out to him. Like I was telling you, yeah. So yeah, I like to see. I totally agree. Like I was telling when I'm talking about the GG fight. I haven't. I gotta watch some of Murata's fight before I comment on him. I should have. GG better get ready, man, because he might not even get that chance to fight for $18 million or whatever he's gonna get from Canelo. I'll tell you that straight up. I'm waiting for that. I mean, I'll be so happy if he loses. And I like GG. I just think he's too old and he's very conceited, stuck-up person. And I'm not saying that for myself. I've heard it from an insider that knows that's been around one of the gyms where he's training here in South Florida, and this guy's very respectful. And he's like, I said, what? I said, wow. I never thought that he was such a diva like that. So I lost a lot of respect for GG. So I hope Canelo sends him to the fucking moon, or I hope Murata takes care of business and he doesn't get that big payday that he's supposed to get with Canelo. That's my own opinion on that. Another fight that I want to talk about is you know who I'm talking about. I like this guy. People say he's going to be one of the top Puerto Rican fighters to actually, make it when he gets big and whatever. And he's doing good and everything. My son tells me that he still needs to know how to feint. And I'm talking about Berlanga. Berlanga, the Puerto Rican, what's he? Lightweight, I think he is. Lightweight, Berlanga coming up there. Berlanga, I like him because he's training with he's actually training with Mickey Bay. Mickey Bay's got a lot of, I didn't know he had a lot of knowledge and history the way he has. Mickey Bay fought Cambosis. He was one of fought Cambosis and it was a really good fight. But Cambosis beat him. But Mickey Bay comes from Detroit, and he actually was out there from the Kronk gym with rest in peace Emmanuel Stewart. And then, but he also, I didn't know that Mickey Bay also was really good friends with the Mayweather family, with all the Mayweathers, with the Floyd Senior, and all that. So all that knowledge coming in. So the best thing is Berlanga is actually training with Mickey Bay in Las Vegas. Stayed in Las Vegas, but I think it was the best thing for him. He stayed in Las Vegas. Don't have no distractions, and have a good trainer or assistant trainer like Mickey Bay to teach him teach him. I hope he taught him the feints. Taught him more than just count that one power punch. And I'm not saying that's wrong, because some people will beg to argue that that Wilder, that's what Wilder had until the fights went on. He got better and better. But what I'm saying is one of the things that I see on my brother, God bless him, my son says he doesn't feint enough, and that's going to be his biggest downfall. So I'm praying that Mickey Bay is teaching him all, making him a better skill fighter, and not just always with that power punch. He's also in Las Vegas because I guess apparently he had a injury. Berlanga had an injury on his bicep. And he got a surgery, something. So he's getting his therapy and everything. But he says that he's 100% now, and he's just waiting for his fight. He's going to be fighting under the Virgil Ortiz. He's going to be fighting under the Virgil Ortiz in a McKisson fight. So that'll be a good fight. But I'm saying, like, he's gonna be fighting on the undercard of that. He's fighting let's see who's he fighting. He's fighting Steven Rose March 19th. So I'm happy for that. I'm happy that he stayed in Las Vegas to focus more on what's like that. He's got a guy that like I told you, he's got a good trainer that I think is good to boxing and very humble and loves to teach, and he got a lot of experience in Mickey Bay. He's an assistant trainer, so I'm happy for him. And yeah. Check out the interview also on True School Sports. My son interviewed Mickey Bay. He interviewed Sims Jr. He interviewed, you name it. He interviewed the biggest ones that he interviewed today, like I said, was Shakur Stevenson. and Oscar Valdez today after the media workout. So you all need to go check that out. Hit a like, really appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that Berlanga's actually going up, made a grown money decision to stay in Las Vegas and got focused on his fighting. Okay. Okay, then another fight that I like, that I really want to see, that I really like, that I like, and I like this guy. He just has a good attitude. I mean, he brings everything that I like. He kind of reminds me of Ric Flair. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. The 147-pounder, Flair the Blair. Woo! I like him. He brings excitement to the 147-pound. He just had, matter of fact, he had a beautiful Instagram post about a lion on Instagram. I commented on it. He was saying that how is a lion the king of the jungle when you got the elephant that's bigger than huge than him and other animals that are bigger than him? How is it that the lion was able to maneuver himself to be the king of the jungle? And one of the things he said was, it's your mentality up here, and how to get there. And I mean, check out his Instagram thing. I really loved it. I commented on it. We're really excited for him. I like Blair because he calls out everybody. He wants to fight the biggest fights. Wants to fight all the Philly fighters. He knows about Boots Annis. He knows about this. He knows about that. So I really like what he brings into boxing, to be honest. I like what he brings. So he's going to be fighting under the Virgil Ortiz, Michael McKisson fight. And so I like his flair. I like what he brings. And, you know, I'm also not about, I don't know if you guys know him, but I really like him. About this, I was reading another article too that Virgil Ortiz was saying. Check this out. Virgil Ortiz was saying, all right, Tari, thank you. Tari, I might have to just put out a ban out there, and just because of what you're doing, I like you keeping the conversation going. So I might have to just put out Don King for you. Oh wow. Oh shit! I didn't know that. That's some good stuff you're saying. Edgar Berlanga versus Darren Morel will definitely be a good fight. Them two young bucks right there, and they want the big fights, and they're both up and coming, so it will be a great fight. You got Cuba against Puerto Rico. It'll be a great fight. Yeah, and great move, a chess move, like you said, to work with Mickey Bay. Bay learned from the great Emmanuel Stewart, rest in peace. He even brought him a car, and Floyd Senior, dope move. That's wow, that's crazy. Wow, man, you put me on our game. I tell BT about you. I appreciate your comments and what you're doing. I just have to do this. My son said you can't do this, but I'm gonna do it because I appreciate you. What you bring up here. I'm gonna put you this one. I'm gonna put you this one right here. No, so let me get it right here. Let me put this one for you. I have to put this one for you. Really.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. You don't live but once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. It don't matter whether you're young or old. Let the good times roll.
You tell him, like that one. One more for you. I'll put this one for you. Put this one for you. You like this one?
Do the bump and grind, and it's only a matter of time because they call me the big bad booty daddy.
Yeah, one more. Just look more loud. Just me. Gotta go loud. This is what I like right here. This is what I like to do.
Vienna sausage, cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
I like that. Thank you, man. I appreciate what you commenting with me and stuff, and you're bringing out a lot of stuff to light. So I appreciate that, Terry Collins. Yeah. So, like I was saying, what was I talking about? Yeah. So having that play the Blair fighting, that's good news. Then you got Maxeo, who won the W featherweight title, fighting Ray Vargas, who's 30 I think in 2, whatever he is, coming back on injury. And he's gonna get a chance to fight Maxeo. I'm sure my son's really happy about that. So yeah, for sure, man, that's gonna be a great fight with seeing that. And then I heard this crazy shit. This shit right here got me grueling. First, Virgil talk about that all fighters. Virgil Ortiz talk about that all fighters are chasing him for money. You know, that people are chasing him for. No, all the fighters are chasing him for the big money fights. Come on, man, please, Virgil, you're not Canelo. Yes, you're Mexican. God bless you, but you're not Canelo. You're not the face of boxing. You're making some money, but then nobody wants to chase you. Not when the time comes, the fight to beat you, but not because are you making no money for them. So you need to slow that down. And then you tell me this after the McKinson fight, he talking about he want to fight. He want to fight. He want to fight Spence next. Man, this guy's calling all the shots now. I mean, he needs to slow. I don't know who's got it in his head. I don't know why he's talking this way. Spence ain't gonna come out and fight you yet. He'll beat the shit out of you right now, Virgil. And I'm a big fan of Virgil Ortiz. One of my biggest fans is me. I'll tell you that I like Virgil over Ennis, but that's my opinion. But to say that that you want to fight Spence next, come on, man. Spence ain't worried about you. Spence ain't worried about you. Spence got to take care of Ugas. Spence got to take care of Ugas, and I think it's gonna be a tough fight for Spence. Spence hasn't been around 2 years or a year and a half or whatever it is from the ring. I think he's gonna be rusty, a little ring rust. And I think he's gonna have a difficult time hitting this Cuban guy. That's what I think. I know that he likes to go to this side. I know he likes to throw. I know his movement, but I just think if Pacquiao couldn't get through Ugas, I don't think Spence can. But so if he wins, good luck to him. I just think that Ugas got a little bit more for me from a defensive point of view. But then again, Ugas is not. I mean, Ugas and Spence. Pacquiao was not Spence, so I gotta put some respect to Spence's name. But for this guy right here, or now Virgil Ortiz talking about that he wants to fight McKinson. Are you serious, dude? I mean, McKinson fight Spence. You need to slow down, bro. Your time's gonna come. You have to wait in line. Your time's gonna come. But you can't say start calling the shots when you are just talented. You are a great prospect, just like Boots is. But you gotta worry about what you gotta worry about before you even worry about if you're gonna do what you're gonna do or who you want to fight next. Because right now Spence take care of his business, and I guarantee you, once Spence take care of his business, the next fight will probably be Crawford. It has to be Crawford. You know, I think Crawford. One thing that I cut out to the Charlo interview was Jamel Charlo was talking about Crawford. He was telling Crawford, just go ahead and fight Spence, and of course he's gonna give props to Spence, but not only because they're friends and everything, and the Lions Club only, but because he's also telling Crawford, you have other options. You can just fight him for whatever it is, whether Spence gets 60-50 or 60-40 or whatever it is, 30, and just no, I don't think so. I like Jamel, but I don't agree with that. And I'll tell you why I don't agree with that. Spence has never been undisputed, never's come up and taken care, moved up like Crawford has done, moved up to 147 after he was being undisputed, and he climbed the charts. So I'm not gonna sit here. Yeah, he got a belt. He got 2 belts. I think he got, but he's not undisputed. I think Crawford's done more for boxing than Spence. Not taking away Spence's skills and what he does, but I just feel that Jamel shouldn't be saying that Crawford should just go ahead and take that. I don't agree with that at all. I think that Crawford's gonna do what he's got to do. He's gonna get the fights he wants to get. He's a free agent, so we'll see what happens with that. As far as the White fight, you already know Fury's gonna kick ass. Fury's gonna send Dillian White to wherever land. I'm more excited to see. Believe it or not, I'm more excited to see our boy on our channel, the animal Philip Hergovich fight Zhang, whatever his name is, on the Canelo Bivol undercard. That's great, and that's not a good fight. Bivol and Canelo is gonna be better than what you think. Canelo, I gotta respect him. He's going there to fight 175 with no weight class, with no nothing. You gotta give props is due. And Canelo came in there and took it just the way it is. I think it's gonna be a tougher fight than what people think. I honestly think that Bivol is gonna go in there and he's a technician. He's got a good jab. People think that he doesn't have power. He might not have the power you think, but he's got some. He got 11 knockouts or whatever. Bivol got. He's not no Canelo. He's got the height, the reach on Canelo. It's gonna be a harder fight a hard fight for Canelo. People think so. I mean, whoever wins wins, but I think people can give him a run for his money. I'll leave it like that. But I gotta respect Canelo for even taking the time to go ahead and take the time and go ahead and take the fight. I see at 175 with no kind of stipulation and everything. As far as Kovalev, he can go screw himself. I don't care who he fights. Whether he fight Fondora, Derora, whatever he fight, I don't care. I lost a lot of respect for Kovalev. Yeah, he was one of the great lightweights, and I mean that can't take away from him. But I just lost a lot of respect after the thing with Canelo and him and the Mexican thing. And that the fight to me was more of a setup than anything else. That's my own opinion. I'm not saying you guys are wrong what you think. That's what I think. But to no further ado, I don't have much more to say. I thank you all for being here with me today. Program reminder, tomorrow we'll be back here 8:30, depending what time. Just check out the schedule. Brendan puts it out. BT will be back tomorrow. Check out BT's interviews on the channel. He's got, like I said, he got a great one with Shakur Stevenson today, Oscar Valdez, Sims Jr. I haven't checked his channel because I've been on the live. But thank you all for being here. God bless you. I thank all you guys that commented and helped. Yeah, what's up, Black Light? How you doing, man? Bless up, man. Take care. Yeah, I'm about to go out, man. Give it a like and thank you for being here. I'll be back here tomorrow. You all have a good night. God bless you all. And until tomorrow, 8:30, I'll be back. Anybody have? Well, I got a few more minutes. Anybody any few comments they want to talk about the Shakur Stevenson fight and Oscar Valdez, Bibble and Canelo? Anything? If not, I'm just go ahead and let go. But again, thank you guys for all being here, making it happen. God bless everybody and their family. Let me see how it goes. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he did. He did say that. You got. Yeah, you're right about that. You got me on that. He did. He said, yeah. He ain't play. I'm telling you, Jamal's the real deal, man. I pray for Jamal to get better. I like Jamal too. I like both of them. They both brothers are great for boxing. So I really like both. I think that at first I was like, oh no, but you need people like that in boxing, talk their stuff and talk their strut and like we do here with our opinions. So yeah. So you're right what you're saying. So with that being said, Tyree, thank you for sitting here with me and helping me with this live. Thank all of you for being here and hit that like button if you haven't. And like I said, have a good night and God bless.